Today we're going to make pimento cheese. This recipe is super easy, delicious, and it comes together in minutes. But while I was thinking of this recipe that I wanted to share with you today, I thought, well, I need to check out some store-bought pimento cheese to do a little comparison. And so I went and I picked up this little container of pimento cheese. And this tiny little container was on sale for $5. And it says it serves 9, but if we're realistic, this is going to go really quickly if you serve it as an appetizer. So it's probably more realistically like around 4. So the recipe that we're making today serves a lot more, and it's which you'll need because it's so good. So let's give it a try and see what we're working with, because we need to know if it's worth it, right? So it's not that bad, but it's not that good either. We can do better. So let's get started. Today, as I said, we're making a really fun appetizer pimento cheese spread. And if you haven't had pimento cheese spread that's homemade, you're missing out. This is a really simple recipe, and we'll go ahead and we'll get started with our ingredients. I am going to be shredding some cheddar with the food processor, but you don't have to use the food processor. I'm going to do it because it's quicker. You can also use a hand grater. I like to prep my ingredients ahead of time before everything gets mixed together. So I'll put this back on. I've got my grating blade already in the food processor. Just gonna stop and see how much we have. That looks like, well, it's almost. Let's do one more of these. Okay, so we have our cheddar. It's shredded. The next thing we want to do is, for this recipe, we're going to be using some red peppers, some roasted red peppers in a jar. And I'm going to need about a cup of these. So I'm going to slice these up. And I have these little measuring bowls that are really handy prep bowls. So I'm going to go ahead and slice these and dice them up and put them in this bowl for 1 cup. So this recipe is one of our family favorites. My husband loves this recipe, and we make it a lot when we have as an appetizer for friends and family when they come over for dinner, and it's always a big hit. And this is also great if you just want to brighten up a dreary weeknight. It's really fast to make, really easy. This is just such a great recipe to have in your repertoire. If you get invited somewhere last minute and need something to bring, this is a great dish that everybody's going to be excited about. Okay, so our peppers those are done. The next thing we're going to do is start to mix together the base. We're using 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese, and this is at room temperature. And an 8-ounce block is just one package of cream cheese. So we'll put this in. The next thing we're going to add to this is I have 3/4 of a cup of really good mayonnaise. I use Duke's, but use whatever your preference. And we're going to mix this together really well. This looks pretty good. So next, then, have 2 cloves of garlic that I have already peeled. And I have a microplane grater, and I'm going to grate the garlic into into the mayonnaise and cream cheese mixture. Now, if you don't have fresh garlic, you can also use garlic powder. And if you're using garlic powder, you would just want to use about 1/4 of a teaspoon. These microplane graters are pretty handy. They're really good for zesting citrus as well. Okay, so garlic's in. Mix this together. And to this, I am going to add a few more things. I have 1.5 teaspoons of granulated onion, not onion powder. These are the little chunks of onion, dried onion. So throw that in. I have a teaspoon of celery seed, which I love the celery seed in this because it gives it such a really nice flavor. I know it's kind of silly to say that you love celery seed, but it's also a good thing. Both of those spices are really good to have for different dips and things. Got a busy time of year coming up for different holidays and family time and festivities, so those are good to have. And then I need 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. And then this is ready for the cheddar. So we've got our 4 cups of shredded cheddar that we'll put in. The last thing is the red pepper, so we'll put these in. Oh, this looks so good. It smells really good too. Okay, this next step is pretty important. We've got to taste it to see if we have the seasonings right. Oh, that's so good with the fresh garlic too. It really, a really nice kick. This is really good. And this recipe is inspired by Ina Garten's Modern Comfort Food. And the recipe and the cookbook is for spicy pimento cheese spread. And that's what I typically make. This version without the spice is because we're cooking for diverticulitis. To make the spicy version, all you need to do when you add the red peppers, you're going to add in 3/4 of a cup of diced pickled jalapenos, which are fantastic, and then a tablespoon of sriracha. And then you'll also want to bring down the amount of red peppers that you put in if you're adding the pickled jalapenos. So the red peppers, put in 1/2 cup of red peppers along with the jalapenos, and it's absolutely delicious, and everyone will love it. Now to serve. I already have some cucumbers, carrots, red pepper, celery, some club crackers, and some pumpernickel already cut up. And this really looks stunning with all of the accoutrement. So not only is it delicious and easy to make, but impressive as well. And that's how easy it is to make pimento cheese spread. If you enjoyed this recipe, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you might like to serve with pimento cheese spread. Don't forget to subscribe for more easy, delicious recipes your friends and family will love.